Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Man, We're Too Old for This. I'm your host for the day, the experienced some call Jason, and with me as usual,
the Todd Father,
CDO 113,
and the token shortcut, Tarky.
And today we're going to do a follow-up to our video on racism in comics.
With more racism in comics.
In part one,
it's the gift that keeps on giving.
We didn't really cover the modern age of comics too much. We got there, but we were kind of rushing by the time we did. So there was some discussion on like Storm and her marriage to T'Challa, then them breaking him up and hooking him with Wolverine and all that jazz.
Yeah,
I want to say that's basically where we wrapped up.
Yeah, I did get to mention them hooking up with the family dog.
But it was kind of a rush. So we thought we would go into into the modern,
the late 90s till now, early 2000s till now.
Probably mid-aughts till now. Because you are talking about the
Civil War. They got married during Civil War.
Yeah. And Civil War was what, 09?
Was it? I can't remember.
It was 09.
It's sometime in that area.
But anyway, that's what we're covering today.
Was it 09? When the hell was the movie? I get them confused. Got shit to do with
So anyway, what would you say is one of the prevailing, I don't want to say stereotypes or...
Well, since we brought up Panther, we can move from Storm and Panther's marriage to the first little bump with that was when they put Shuri as Black Panther, and she was the Savage.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing that Shuri. Oh, she was this. No, dude, they literally made her a spear chucking savage. She had anger management problems that she had to get fixed by Wolverine. They called Wolverine in to deal with her anger.
Question.
Yeah.
I didn't read all of that run, but
I read it until I made that realization, and then I was like, nope.
when you've got a country that tells the mutants, we don't need your stuff, we've got cures for all the stuff we need, why would they have to go get Wolverine?
Well,
that's
you're getting that in reverse order by like
yeah.
a decade.
Yeah. Tricky is that was
X-Men was still heroes at that point.
Yeah, that's not current X-Men or even current Shuri, because Shuri now is basically they have forgotten that character was originally kind of like the Paris Hilton of Wakanda. That's literally how they described her. She was the one that was showing up naked on TMZ and crap like that. She didn't know how to act. And the whole point to her run, and I know I'll have some people complain about this, but the whole point to her run is she wasn't competent. She was just royal. When T'Challa got taken down by Doom, she was what was left. You had two kids. She was next in line. She was in no way competent, ready, prepared, any of that crap. She was just of the blood. And the, was it Dead List of the... Yeah, it was Dead List of the Species. That the personality that they had for Shuri as Black Panther is, she was a savage. I remember telling Jason, I was like, they turned Black Panther into a savage. Yeah, I'm done.
One with high-tech toys.
But she was a savage. She all the kind of planning and technical stuff. No, she was killing. What's that? Killing. Namor showed up. Shit, tag his ass. Kill him. She literally had anger management to the point that they bring Wolverine in to go, you get mad. We need you to woosah. You run the country. You can get some shit fucked up doing that.
I think that was the same time they were doing kinder, gentler, I'll run the school Wolverine.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Okay.
They were getting close to that time,
He was already making that shift in character, whether or not he'd actually taken over the school.
Yeah. Wolverine ain't been a psychopath in a long time. But yeah, that was the first little foray into that was Shuri the spear chucking savage. Because a lot of times when you see her, even the toy comes with a spear. Yeah. And it was like, I see what you're doing there, Marvel.
It was more subtle than they tend to be these days, but
yeah.
Talking about black characters that they were trying to be subtle with, and you've mentioned this character before, the was it Moon Girl? Was that
And Devil Dinosaur?
Devil Dinosaur?
I was gonna mention them as we move a little later. You still
Well,
you still got some goodness going on.
That one was subtle in the aspect of like the character was respectable at face value of like just like
Mhm.
if you didn't know her name at
Right.
all and just looked at her as
Right.
a character, you're like, oh, that's a respectable character.
Yeah, and that's the whole trick.
That's
is-
why I said subtle.
Yeah. You have to be old enough
Yeah, it's
to
like
have read Devil Dinosaur to know. Yeah,
it's like if you saw H.P. Lovecraft's cat and went, oh, I like that cat. That's a nice looking cat. What's its name? Oh,
yeah.
And I think that's where they got in Miss Marvel, the cat. The idea was like, oh,
It's a Lovecraftian cat.
yeah.
They did not get the idea of Miss Marvel's cat from H.P. Lovecraft's cat, though. I don't know if you know his cat's name, but yeah, there's no
I've
correlation there.
I've read it, but off the top of my head, I can't quote it.
It's a racist word.
This shit get you
with-
punched in your mouth.
Yeah, it's a racist word with man slapped on the end.
Okay.
Yeah. But
now that you said that, I was like, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, you can technically, jumping back a little bit, you can technically do that with even with Storm in her early days. She was the noble savage, which is still a stereotype.
Well, the noble savage is an old stereotype.
Yeah, because back in the day, Storm had a problem keeping her clothes on.
Yeah.
She was real bad about it. Naked.
She'd be in the schools, basically their attic. She had turned into like a
Yeah, that's where she lived.
garden or whatever.
Yeah, she lived in her room was the attic.
So you'd go up there and she'd be making weather to like water the plant. There'd be, a little bit of clouds or smoke, or I mean not smoke, but mist or something, obscuring.
Wow, these
Or
plants
the potted
enjoying
plant,
this.
or the potted plant would hang in just the right spot.
Yeah. These plants enjoying this shower that I made. I'll enjoy it too, naked. And then
Well, heck, when she'd go down to the pool.
yeah, and then you had one where she was in the pool and Nightcrawler jumps in, and is like, why? And she gets up naked. What is you naked? Fortunately, I was going through puberty at that time, so I didn't complain about it. It was, she's naked. Nice.
Wasn't it Colossus in the pool? She jumps in and he armored up real quick.
Nope, it was Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler jumps in the pool and teleports out and is basically trying to keep everybody else from going into the pool. And she stands up like, the hell's wrong? And everybody's like, hey!
All the guys were, and the women were like, no.
But yeah, it's like, hey! Because the first appearance of Vindicator, she's sunning herself, her and Colossus. She's like, it's only for the professor's sake that I endure this land's strange taboos, because she had on a bikini. Yeah, she didn't like being in these absurd straps of cloth. But you can go from noble savage Storm to, hell, emasculated Cyborg. Cyborg ain't got his man bits no more.
That's right.
And that was a thing, hell, just a few years ago, when David Walker was doing Cyborg. They gave him a simulated human body, because that was kind of the things people were going, yeah, we see what you did there. He ain't got no man parts. In fact, hell, I think they got Cyborg down for a while where it wasn't much of him, period.
No, you get the brain, like that part of his face was about it.
I got part of a face. Do something.
There was one of the Titan reboots where they walk into his room, and he is spread out around the entire room as his body is doing this self-repair, cleaning, diagnostic thing. Yeah, it's kind of just that half of his face that they're talking to him.
Well, this is weird. Oh, God, get him away from me.
Well, that part, he's just a robot character. He's not even... We barely have to recognize he's black at all. It's barely an inconvenience.
That was...
It's kind of, well, no, it's kind of like hell when...
It was basically Robot Man
Yeah.
with a little bit of skin.
Yeah.
So they
let
didn't
you
even
know
give him the same angst and stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like the Justice League toys that came out, the Walmart exclusive, the one that he was supposed to have a scene in it where he's flying and you get like the faceplate over his face. So that was the one for the bigots in case you wanted the whole Justice League, but you didn't want to think about one of them being a Negro. You had one that you couldn't tell. It's just like it's a transformer.
Now in his original, he had bits of his arm.
Yeah,
there was a
shoulder,
little bit more.
from like here up, on
know,
each arm
kind of the
and
shorts
part of
thing
his
going.
leg.
yeah, the shorts thing, but yeah. And he had a girlfriend that either had a great time or hated his ass, because nothing. What you got? Nothing. Kid doll.
But it was the 80s. They didn't go into too much detail on that stuff.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But it was definitely there.
Take
I
that
mean,
back.
you saw Grayson and Starfire.
That's what I was about to
laying
say. You
around.
did have Grayson and Starfire, and she would answer the door in little of nothing.
Well,
Crying
she was
nothing.
kind of that same stereotype.
Yeah, she's kind of.
It's just that it's an alien, so it's not really.
We did an alien based off of Naomi Campbell, so she's kind of
was-
a noble savage. But
I was going to bring up that she was actually based off a black model, so they were still kind of doing it.
Well, they did the same thing with Green Lantern. What's the female Green Lantern that he was hooked up with for so long?
The little yellow chick that
Yeah.
was like 14 and
Yeah, 14.
14 looking, and then aged herself up with a ring.
Yeah,
She was. They fixed it by saying she was actually 100 and something. But
yeah. Her
Oh
character-
wow, they did the anime excuse.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was exactly what they.
But
said.
So what's this
This
tiny?
was some creepy crap.
What's this tiny, small child being sexualized for? No. She's a 400-year-old dragon. She looks 7. Get that out of here.
Yeah, but the character looked 14, but was actually like 100 and some change.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think he started messing with her until she aged herself up.
She's 347 years old.
And this was
sure,
what-
she looks
and
like
this
she's
was-
in preschool.
Why is she
And this
eating
was
a
about
large
the same
lollipop?
time they started giving Jordan the Gray Temple, so there was like a
Yeah.
Now I want to say the other.
Someone was into some age play.
Now I think they had the other lanterns looking at him funny about it.
Yeah, it was one of the. But they
Yeah,
based
she's
her
already-
off a
yeah,
model. I
but
can't
based
remember
on
which model it was
percentage-wise
at
her
the
age.
time.
That's gross.
But yeah, when she was living on Earth, they even made her a model. But that just seemed to be a thing they did with the aliens in DC at the time.
Well, her character, like Starfire, though, was based off a particular model this guy thought was,
Banging, as the kids would say today.
Basically. Let's see.
It's disgusting.
What?
Still thinking about the little alien with a lollipop.
Well, I don't know who
Here,
the new
my
writer
girl.
took over because they introduced her in the original Green Lantern Corps miniseries, where she was kind of like the new, it was like the neighboring sector, and she was the new one in charge. She was like the youngest member of the Corps. They didn't really go into her age at the time, just kind of assumed. And you could tell from jump that she was crushing on Jordan because Jordan had a rep.
Yeah.
And then it's like the next writer came and went, I can do some things with that. Please don't. Please don't. Oh, he is.
We going straight terror with this.
Yeah, that was another character that they did that whole was like.
Yeah, you're pretty
Yep.
sure she was banging Slade.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it. They have drawn pictures where she's laying in bed with a sheet just barely
Yes.
covering anything.
She was
And
in
Slade's-
she was in just a robe with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you read the Judas contract, there ain't no doubt. You sit there and go, "Oh, you sick little monkey."
We're getting off topic a little bit there.
That's true.
This is
We've gone from racism to perversion. No, bring it back.
bring it back in. Bring it back. We've also jumped back to the 80s.
That's true. All right, so we'll go forward. Let's see where we
Well,
start.
the early Storm stuff in the 70s.
Yeah, early Storm stuff would have been the 70s. We might as well go modern day then. With yours, Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur.
Yeah, where it's a I hate to congratulate. It's a good job at being a horrible racist person by writing a good character, but you slip that name on. It's just like
It's almost a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's a backhanded compliment. And that's the
That was
thing
my
is,
point,
and I've gotten into this debate a million times online. People argue you down because she's the smartest character in the Marvel universe. And she's this. I don't care. She's a monkey. Her male counterpart is a monkey.
Who was the smartest?
Who was the smartest of his species?
He was the smartest monkey boy.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
because
it used to be Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur, and
Yep.
Moon Boy he was basically like the missing link.
he was one of the hill folk. And nobody understood him because that was just it. He was a hell of a lot smarter than everybody around him. Yeah, and I used to read that book because, hell, it came out when I was about 6, and it had a dinosaur in it. So it was like, yeah, I gotta bring me that and Godzilla. And that's the second they introduced that girl, and I was like, you sons of bitches. Because when I tell you they didn't change, only thing they changed was her gender. They changed her gender and her species. Everything else is exactly the same. Her ability set is the same. Her pet is the same. The difference in Moon Boy was a mutant and she's an inhuman. So even when they do this thing where they go, oh, she's smarter than Reed Richards. Yeah, I ain't impressed. Because it's Moon Boy. That's basically like going, well, you know, the Jane Foster Thor and Thor. No. She's the feminized version of Thor. That's the feminized version of Moon Boy. They didn't even bother to change her damn name.
Yeah, but Jane Foster didn't change her name.
That's true. The difference is, you know, she's the feminized version of a god, and the other one's the feminized version of a monkey. In fact, if you watch, remember the Fantastic Four cartoon that came out in the mid-aughts? Yeah. The one that, I didn't like it when it was first coming out, but now I love them. Was it World's Greatest Heroes?
Something that I never
you have the beginning of one of them where Johnny Storm goes back in time. Yeah, Moon Boy comes running past, and you get to see Moon Boy in comparison to a person. It's a little monkey. In fact, Moon Boy was even one of the Fallen Angels. I think that was the name of that team back in the 80s when you had.
Like some of the New Mutants were involved in it.
It was some of the ex-Terminators. It was Wiz Kid, the little Japanese kid that was paraplegic.
I remember that.
But was a Gadgeteer, yeah.
Yeah, there was the Gadgeteer, and Boom Boom was in it. You had one guy named Gomi that had the two telekinetic lobsters and shit like that. Yeah, and you had Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur.
Devil Dinosaur was really shouldering that team.
Pretty much.
And he wasn't even a full-size T-Rex, was he? He looked compared to Moon Boy.
He was more like a Velociraptor size compared to.
No, I think he was a little bigger.
He's bigger than that. He was more like an Allosaurus.
Was he a little bit bigger than a car?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. He was
comparable to horses.
Bigger
Or bigger than most horses.
Yeah, he's bigger than horses. Like I said, he's more like an Allosaurus.
So I shouldn't have said horses vary a lot. That was a bad example. Sorry, folks.
The horse lobby goes like, damn him! Damn his eyes!
I meant like Brooklyn Supreme sized horses.
Do you mean a Clydesdale or a Shetland? There's a difference. Though they call Shetlands ponies.
You know, one of them glue-sized dog food horses.
I thought dog food horses were more based on age.
Yeah, but you want a lot of dog food.
So fair point. Maybe it's glue that only matters about the age. I mean, you buy by the pound, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm sorry. When y'all started talking about that, I started thinking about this book where they were talking about dealing with dead horses and some dead people, and they're like, "We just make glue." I'm like, "Oh God." Sorry.
All right. So we've gone into that.
Well, we've covered Shiri, the Noble Savage.
Yeah.
We have covered.
Let's move it forward to. I guess we'll call it the all new, all different, aka SJW Marvel. That's supposed to be all about diversity. That's full of bullshit. Starting with my boy Sam Wilson, the inferior Captain America. I made it 6 issues of that book before I was like, oh, I see what damn this.
Yeah. A character that has been a social worker, a pimp, a soldier.
Yeah.
A sidekick for how many years?
Rick Jones still got him beat.
Yeah. But it's like, by this point, I can see a team-up of heroes, but he shouldn't be a sidekick anymore.
Actually, he should be, because he talks to birds. He sucks.
Well,
dude, if you...
He could still be a street-level hero.
Here was my... You have had writers make Falcon cool as like a spy, because the whole talking to birds thing would make you a hell of a spy, because there's a hell of a lot of birds. But the trick is, when it came to Captain America, here is the trick to the current run of diversity, in my opinion. And I use air quotes for diversity. It's white women. That's, when they say diverse, it's usually 2 things. 1, white woman. 2, gay. That's their diverse. when it comes to black characters, especially a black male, you're really just there to catch heat. Because you're not getting anything out of it. Now, when you have other people come in and go, well, you SJWing up the thing, get woke, go broke, all that kind of stuff. And if I'm in the crowd, they'll look at me to defend it. I don't like shit neither, because as a black guy, my inner child's a little black boy. I ain't picked up shit out of that.
The only real possible exception I'd go with is Miles. Because in his solo books, he's still competent.
And the trick is, during that period is when you had a storyline where something happened to Miles and you got to see part of his arm, and you had an online little black girl going, "Oh, sweet, that Spider-Man's a black guy," and Miles goes on this whole thing about, "I'm not the black Spider-Man." Well, yeah, you are, because there's Peter there that's been Spider-Man for years. You're the new Spider-Man, and you're black. You're the black Spider-Man. You can give that shit up.
Yeah.
So he went on his, no, I'm not a Negro tour. Yeah, you kind of are.
Yeah.
Well, he's what supposed to be? Was it?
He's biracial. He's
Dominican.
He's Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
He's Puerto Rican and black. As if, and his mom is black Puerto Rican, which just means he's black and his mama speaks Spanish. That's literally all that is.
Here in the States, that equates to black. If you go to Puerto Rico, they will argue with you
that he's black. Yeah, because I got a buddy that's white Puerto Rican. Call him black. He's white Puerto Rican. And he's quick to tell you, no, I'm white Puerto Rican. Yeah. Where Tracy was black and Puerto Rican. That's Miles' mom.
Yeah.
She's a black. The slave ship dropped her off there. She's a black person that speaks Spanish. That's it. But like I said, Miles went on that whole ain't black thing. Which, if I'm a little black kid reading that, self-esteem! Yeah. If I'm a black kid reading Sam Wilson as Falcon, and I get to watch him get his ass beat by he's the only Captain America that ever got his ass kicked by Batroc the Leaper.
And he shows up late to the fight a couple times.
Yeah.
Because the first one I was reading, he shows up late and, complains about them doing a bad job.
Yeah.
Then takes his ass beat.
Yeah. He couldn't throw the shield. Well, he could throw it, but it wouldn't come back to him. He used to have Red Wing catch it. You had, for a while there, they were playing around with that where Captain America had been in Dimension Z, and he had, like, the son that he picked up there, the little Zola kid, that he was nomad to Sam's Cap. He could throw the hell out of the shield, but he couldn't, so he's shown up by a sidekick. Also, during that period, the thing that they tended to have, a black hero could not beat, a black male hero could not beat a white man in a fight. They beat up white women. You had Luke Cage during the run of New Avengers. Luke Cage ain't beat up a white dude in a book since he beat the hell out of Norman Osborn. Well, I take that back. He beat the hell out of Purple Man. That's the last white guy that he whipped his ass. You had Ragnarok show up in that book, beat the hell out of Luke Cage, and then lose to Iron Fist. Yeah. And then you had Luke Cage,
which would only really make sense if, like, during that fight, it was basically a knockdown, drag out, and Ragnarok is almost falling down. At the end of the fight, went down.
They were pushing Iron Fist right there.
Yeah, they were pushing.
And he has gotten a lot of power bumps since his days as Luke's sidekick.
Yeah.
But the trick to that was you had the one person, like when you had the new Dark Avengers against the new Avengers, as when Norman Osborn was running them, and yeah, Luke got his ass beat by Ragnarok. He beat up the new Moonstone, which is a white woman. He managed to beat her, and then Osborn had stolen some superpowers. And when he fights Norman, Norman like pimp slaps the shit out of him and sends him flying. So it's like, okay, let's see where that's going. You fast forward that to Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson's Cap got his ass beat by Armadillo, Batroc, Baron Blood, Baron Zemo. This is like the first 6 issues of this shit.
Yeah.
And he finally goes up against the female version of the Red Skull fights her the whole issue and manages to beat her. And you the upside to that issue was they got rid of the pimp thing. Because, up until this point, during the bicentennial, they turned Sam from a social worker, they made him a pimp. He was a pimp named Snap.
Because for some reason, the writer at the time didn't want the black dude in the Captain America book for the bicentennial.
Yeah. Because, the book had actually become Captain America and the Falcon.
Yeah.
And they wanted him gone, so, you find out that, he's not really a good guy. He's a pimp. Snap. Got his bitches. I'm like,
and what was their explanation when they got rid of that? Was it something the Red Skull just done with the Cosmic Cube?
There was Red Skull just gonna, motherfucker lied. It's literally how they deal with that in the middle of that fight. They go, motherfucker lied. But that was one that you kind of went, my God, that shit sucks. You have the perennial black character Limbo. They fuck up, make one that's neat like the Isaiah Bradley Patriot. Get rid of his ass. And he's got his periods because you find out when you first run into that character, you find out he was a drug addict.
I was going to bring up, the fact that he was going along and getting some heat, but the writer didn't really want to mess with him, and okay, he's a druggie. Yeah.
They found out that his backstory was a lie. He was actually taking MGH, mutant growth hormone, for his power. And you have an issue where it ends and he's shooting up, and I was like, oh, that's great. If you go back to Sam Wilson, he was being sexually assaulted by the female Thor.
Which is basically still the whole,
emasculating the black guy. Yeah. Because that was a trick.
Because wasn't Misty...
Misty was his girlfriend in his book, who was beating his ass. That was a problem. Because, you could go, well, it's a strong female character. The man is trained by Captain America.
In hand-to-hand combat.
In hand-to-hand combat. He is the only character in Marvel trained by Captain America that gets his ass beat regularly. That used to be a thing. Oh, Tony Stark don't know how to fight? He does now. Why? Captain America trained him. Hey, Hawkeye can fight? You know why? Captain America trained him. Bucky can kick ass? Hey, Captain America trained him. Falcon?
The Black Widow can go hand-to-hand with, Hydra goons and stuff.
But when it comes to Falcon, he was getting beaten by his girlfriend. You have an issue where he's like, fuck this, I suck. And Misty takes the shield and is a better Captain America than he is. Over in Avengers, where he was in Avengers, Thor, anytime she wanted to taste the chocolate, she just took it. Literally. Like, oh, let's fight? Yeah, I'm all hyped up. Come here, Negro. There you go. The weird thing is they made him like it. And goddamn, good and well, flip that. Luke Cage snatches Reed Richards and tongues her down.
You mean Sue Richards?
Sue Richards.
Yeah, Sue Richards. Hell, Reed, dude. But he grabs Sue Richards, tongues her down.
And she likes it.
Yeah, and then she goes, nothing I can do to stop him, so fuck it, I'm into it.
And on the back page it says, written by Vince McMahon.
Or a lot of anime writers. Or manga writers.
No, Vince McMahon specifically likes the large black man cuckolds some family.
Yeah. Well, that wouldn't be the first character that has cuckolded the Fantastic Four. Look at the way they did Submariner for years and Sue.
Well, yeah.
And he's a fish man.
Well, Sue's a whore. She kind of is. You have the whole thing with her and Black Panther, too.
Yeah.
They went skinny dipping. Yeah, it was...
Well, it's about time for us to be wrapping this up, so... Any last,
They ain't fixed shit!
Basically!
It's changed. Things change slightly, but they don't really...
They keep changing the flavors, but it ain't no flavor we like.
Well, the trick is, hell, they don't really change the flavor all that much. They just call it something different. And that's kind of my thing, is when you go, if you're going to go, well, see the comics now, they're so diverse. And like I said, anytime they say diversity, as a minority, they run to you with that shit. And it's like, the fuck? Why the hell would I defend that? I mean, I literally used to call Sam's book The Inferior Captain America. I was like, this damn thing is... wouldn't let my child read this shit. You go to Black Panther.
He says used to call, but he's still calling it.
Yeah.
Because it fits. Yeah. Well, he's not Captain America anymore. Now I only refer to that in the past tense. But, hell, if you went to Black Panther, hell, Coates had rape camps in Wakanda. He turned the Wakandan people into rapists. He's turned them into colonizers, and in his current storyline, they own slaves. So I can't even imagine black excellence without it being fucked up. And they will swear up and down that this is diversity. This is diversity in action. Where?
Well, that's like the transgender character they introduced in the X-Men books.
Shade.
Yeah. I mean, one of the complaints I saw from somebody on Facebook was, and they go, I'm a gay person, and I look at that character and go, no. Because they used every stereotype.
Well, hell, that's Iceman. If you read the Iceman book, you was in there like, who the fuck is it? Because, I mean, he went from straight to... Yes, Queen. I was like, when the hell is Bobby ever... I mean, if you want to get into the sexuality thing, that book was about somebody learning how to be gay. So you go, oh, no, I was born this way. Then why the hell is he having to learn that shit? Because that's literally what that book is about. Because grown Bobby was like, I've been straight all this time. No, you're not. You're really gay. Well, if young me is gay, then that means I must be gay. But I don't know how to be gay, so I'm going to learn how to be gay. The fuck?
I mean, at least in
All right, we're getting off the topic at hand.
Yeah,
and it's time to be wrapping up.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it.
Okay. Damn, I would have liked to have brought up Mosaic. Speaking of stereotypes.
Go ahead, just quickly.
Okay, Mosaic. That was one of the all new, all different Marvels. They were giving you black. They were going to give you a black hero. He's a black basketball player with a white girlfriend. He was every fucking stereotype you've ever seen. He had energy powers. Negroes need energy powers.
Was it electric?
I'm not sure how that became a stereotype.
Because white people heard black power and it just flipped.
Yeah, it's just...
It just kept turning the wheel.
Know, Black Lightning and them did pop up in the 60s. Yeah, okay, I can see it.
Yeah.
You want
even Green Lantern's technically energy power.
You want black power.
Him,
black electricity.
Him, Bishop Storm, Static, Black Lightning, Black Vulcan, Mosaic. Yeah.
even Vixen.
Her power is energy based.
Yeah, she's animal based. She's more the savage than. But yeah, they like the Negroes like them some energy powers. I'm still waiting for us to like take over like the power company industry in the books, but they won't because then you can't be broke. But anyway, the Mosaic book is where I learned the meaning of the word trill. I had no earthly idea what the fuck
I'd never heard it before.
Okay, educate.
It means true and real. Thanks, Laz. Because I had to ask. I was like, all right, I must have missed that meeting because I don't know what the fuck that means. That's what it is. His little white Iggy Azalea girlfriend, everything was trill. It's trill. It's trill. It's so trill. It's trill. Trill. It's all trill, damn it.
Okay. Now, to be fair, I don't think that's really a kid term. I think that's some old motherfucker thinking it was a kid term. I don't remember that shit.
You ain't hip, man. She was hip to the jive.
How dare you?
She spoke Negro.
I have heard of the Wu-Tang.
Yeah, they ain't nothing to fuck with.
So I've been told.
Yeah, that's one thing. That's the only thing. It's like Fight Club. You need to know one thing. That's the one thing you need to know about the Wu-Tang. They ain't nothing to fuck with. Nothing.
So basically, the stereotypes may have changed ever so slightly.
Yeah, but you can actually sit back and once you know what the hell they are. Yeah.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
You know, they won't have. If they have a love interest, they won't be black. That's across the board. Straight, gay, male, female.
We mentioned that a little bit last time because I brought up Static.
They won't be black. Energy powers is a big deal.
Tragic backstory makes.
Well, that's heroes.
Heroes in general
have a tragic backstory.
Yeah. Let's not pull in things that dilute the conversation.
Okay, what I'm saying is black characters either come from the ghetto, the jungle. You know, for some reason, those are the
Wakanda kicks ass. The trick is the trope with location is they'll only be the hero of the black section of town. You don't have very many black people that are Superman, where the world looks at him and goes, "That's so and so." Hell, even the Blue Marvel who is literally a fucking black Superman, the world don't look at him and go, that's the fucking Blue Marvel. That's the world's hero. Black people don't get that. Black Panther don't get that. Storm don't get that. None of them get it. You are... The black folks know you in your section, and you don't. Your fame doesn't move.
They kind of hang a hat on that in The Truth. Because Cap has never heard of...
Yeah, has never heard of Isaiah.
But everybody black he talks to in the book, oh yeah, we know exactly who that is.
Yeah. And that was a big run when Panther invited him to the wedding. Yeah, all the black heroes were like, oh man, you did, oh, that, when they see him, they go, oh, that is so cool. And he's surrounded by Luke Cage, and everybody's like, oh my god, you know, it's, yeah. Cap was like, what?
Well, Cap knew who he was.
Yeah, he finds out at the end of the book. But the trick is, with his story, you can understand why they didn't go wide with him. Well, we were experimenting on Negroes trying to get another super soldier, and yeah, we got one. We got the surviving one. Yeah, it fucked him up.
Well, what messed him up was that you had that period when Cap got sick, and that same thing had happened to him, and he just recovered on his own.
Yeah.
Probably because he wasn't, sickly to begin with.
And the trick is, remember they threw him in solitary. They locked Isaiah up because he had taken Cap's uniform and went on a mission. So they locked him up for years, and that's what he got sick while he was locked up, and they just didn't do shit for him.
But reeling it back, we gotta close.
Yeah, time to shut her down. So anyway, it's been our part 2. Once again, we could clearly keep going, but I think we're going to go ahead and cut it off at 2 parts. Hope this has been educational. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you tune in next time when we're talking about something else.
Hopefully
And
positive.
if you think of something that we didn't, mention it in the comments.
Well, I didn't have nothing. Everybody looked at me like I was going to say something smart. I wasn't going to say
It's just not your mind. Again, I've been your host of the day, the experienced some called Jason, and with me has been
the Todd Father.
CDO 113.
The Token, a little nervous to call themselves the Token. Darky.
Given the nature of the conversation, I suppose. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.